What's up, YouTube? I'm G-Master6, and you already know what time it is. It's time for another Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro replay. If you guys are hyped, if you guys are excited, please do leave a like down below because your support is greatly appreciated. We're going to jump right in. Today I got one of my favorite decks of all time. A lot of people call it the Yusei Fudo deck, Quick Draw Turbo, I don't know, Junk Synchron, stuff like that. That's basically the deck, and I tried to what I want to say, make it as relevant to the metagame as I could. So I bring you Cyber Jump, and this is just one of my favorite, like I said, one of my favorite decks of all time. And you already know what time it is. We about to body some people, so we're gonna jump into these 5 replays so I can show off the deck. Hopefully you guys will enjoy it. This first game, I remember this. I guess it's a mill deck. You see he just T-sets here. He sets Book of Eclipse, and Book of Eclipse is not a good card at all. As you can see what he'll do here. Basically the way this deck is going to work, I have the Cyber Dragons in here to go into Infinity and stuff like that. He's going to Book of Eclipse my guys to keep me from going into Infinity, which makes sense. But he allows me to draw 3 cards, and that's never good. Needleworm's going to mill a bunch of cards here, but as you can see, you know, Tuning Wares in my graveyard, Glow Ups in my graveyard, Love Leaders in my graveyard, so the mill doesn't really matter at all. So I'm going to draw into the quick draw, and obviously I'm going to go into Infinity now since he can't stop it. Take the Needleworm because I can. Going to discard Dandy with quick draw, get me some free tokens, and here, going to Junk Destroyer, didn't really have to. Oh no, this is the, yeah, I did have to in this game. Another game I didn't necessarily have to. I wanted to get rid of his monster just in case. Go ahead, Synchro again in the formula, get the draw, especially on the Galaxy Soldier because I can, especially on the second Galaxy Soldier, and go into my second Nova so I can go ahead and finish the game off. I misplayed there. Well, I didn't misplay, but I misclicked. I meant to use his ability, or maybe I couldn't. Maybe I couldn't, so I guess it doesn't matter. Anyway, we got the LTK. I'm just rambling at this point. I apologize, y'all. My commentating today is off. As you can see, it's a little darker in here. My light blew out right before I was going to record this, so yeah. So this guy's playing vampires, which I didn't even know. I just saw a couple of zombie cards. I assumed he was actually running Shiranui, but that's how quickly this game ended. So he's going to use Unizomb's effect to get his Goblin Zombie in the graveyard. He may have thought it would have triggered the effect. That may have been why he did that, or he may have just been setting up a Book of Life. I don't really know. Either way, I've got a bonkers play here. I can go into, firstly, this right here is one of the best combos. Having Galaxy Soldier, Tuning Wear in hand to special summon, and Junk Synchron in your hand as well to bring Tuning Wear back. So go ahead and do this setup so I can go into Infinity. Go ahead, summon Junk Synchron, special my Tuning Wear. Now, I use Infernal Reckless Summon, but I absolutely should have just used Machine Duplication here instead of giving him a bunch of guys. Not gonna matter, but I should have done it that way. So Infinity's gonna be able to take that guy. Junk Destroyer, I have to go into Junk Destroyer now. Had I used Machine Duplication, I could have just gone into really any other level 8. But look at this. Considering how that works, when you Machine Dupe or Infernal Reckless Summon your Tuning Wear, you get to destroy 3 cards with Junk Destroyer, and then you draw 3 cards off the Tuning Wear. That resource swing is insane. So I'm going to discard that one to get my other Galaxy out. Special Summon Quick Draw, going to Ultimaya, set to get out Crystal Wing, and as you can see, he's going to forfeit because that is an OTK. So that game is over. And that's what this deck, that's what I tried to design this deck to do, be able to make some really big boards really quickly. As you can see, we're playing against another Cyber Dragon deck. His is a little bit, he has some questionable choices in there, such as Kieran and Armored Cyburn, but in any case, all I do is search for my repair plan. I only run one of these, but I go ahead and search for it since I really have no other play. He gets a Cyber Dragon out and equips it with this. So I'm like, man, I can't do anything, and I top that Galaxy Soldier, which is amazing because I'm able to remove my core to special summon Cyber Dragon, search for the Galaxy, and then I go ahead and use those 2 to make Infinity. This way I can save my repair plant, search for Cyber, and Galaxy Soldier for another Infinity if I have to. Go ahead and take his guy because I figure I have to go into, I could have gone into Ultimaya, but I figure if he has his own Cyber Dragon and stuff like that, he's just going to he's just gonna go into Fortress. So he goes into Core, tries to get a search. I go ahead and negate it with Infinity because I can't let Core stay there again. It counts as Cyber Dragon. He could go into Infinity. And I don't know if this limiter removal was a misclick or what that was, but he plays limiter removal and just goes in and forfeits since he can't really do anything anyway. And some of these games are kind of, like I said, questionable, but I just wanted to showcase off how the deck actually works. This is against Ritual Beast, and he's running macro, but as you can see, it's not really going to matter. I'm going to go ahead and get my Galaxy, going to go into Ultimate and the Crystal Wing. I chose that over Infinity just because I liked having two guys on board, and Ultimate gives me another play next turn, whereas if I went into Infinity, I can't do anything else. So this way, if I do draw a spell or trap, I can go into another guy, and I do draw one. So I'm like, okay, I can get another guy out with Ultimate. He goes ahead and plays macro, and which is a good play, but it's not necessarily going to stop me. And I actually misclicked there. I was trying to attack, not activate his effect, but as you can see, let me move these down. He didn't have anything that could actually stop me, and I guess he just figured it wasn't worth it. I mean, there was nothing else he could really do. So, and finally, like I said, these are really quick, but again, I just wanted to showcase off this deck because I do enjoy it. Finally, I'm playing against this guy who has a 60 card deck, but it is Fiend, Burning Abyss, Chaos. I don't even know how to really explain it, but it's probably the best one out of all of these, believe it or not. So he's going to go into Dante. Yes, he top decks Tour Guide out of 60 cards and is able to go into Dante, mill some crazy stuff. He's got a Chaos Sorcerer and other stuff in there. He takes out my Glow Up Bolt, which is fine. With that, searches Curry Bandit. So, I mean, his hand is looking pretty good. I top deck Junk Synchron, which is amazing because I have Doppel. So I'm going to go ahead and bring Glow Up back, special Doppel, go into Hyper Librarian, get my 2 tokens so I can go into Formula Synchron and get another draw. Well, 2 draws. But he does have the Effect Veiler in hand, chooses to play it now on my Hyper Librarian, and I only get 1 draw. Not that big a deal. So I'm going to desynchro because this way I can special summon again and I'll get 2 more tokens. So I get Librarian back out with his effect now, and now I can go into a level 5. So I choose Excel Synchron since he is a tuner. That way I can go into my Ultimaya and get my Crystal Wing out. The reason I wanted Crystal Wing is because I wanted to negate Dante's effect, and if I went into Infinity, Infinity can only steal attack position monsters, so I wouldn't be able to steal his Dante. So I went ahead and ran over it, and I'm good there. Now he uses his Pot of Duplicity, which allows him to put some guys back, draw some cards, not bad, and goes ahead and Raigekis my give. I'm like, oh dang. Then he Feather the Phoenixes and puts it back on top. Now you see he has Trihorn Dragon. I don't know why he has Trihorn Dragon in here. But like I said, he has a couple questionable cards. In any case, that's an interesting play there. Curry Band or Raigeki into Curry Band, or I'm sorry, Raigeki into Feather the Phoenix into Curry Bandit to make sure he got his Raigeki back, basically. So I could make a play here, especially with Soul Charge, but I know he has Raigeki, so I just go ahead and set to anywhere. He's gonna go ahead and get rid of my guy with Beals, and now I can go ahead and go off because I draw into the tuning, which doesn't really matter since I have Soul Charge, but I'm gonna go ahead and summon Junk Synchron, bring back the Tuning Wear, and I do have the Inferno Reckless Summon set. I know he can't get any Beals out, so I just get free guys. Go into Overlord because he's amazing and get 3 draws. Or I'm sorry, Frame Lord Omega, Frame Lord Omega. He's an amazing card. Get the 3 draws. Now I can go into my quick draw. I get 2 tokens. They don't really matter because I'm able to go into Infinity and steal this guy, and he's just gonna quit there. Reason being is because Frame Lord Omega obviously can take a card out of his hand. If it takes Raigeki, he can't really do anything anyway. But he knows I'm going for Infinity, and I know he has Raigeki in his hand, so I'm just gonna negate the Raigeki when I get the opportunity. So. Yeah, I mean, it's an explosive deck. You can make some really crazy plays with it. So let me show you guys the deck list real quick. We got 3 Cyber Dragon, pretty obvious. 3 Galaxy Soldier. This card is amazing, especially in this deck because you have so many targets to discard for him. 2 Quick Draw. I think 3 is just a little too much. 3 Junk Synchron, but you could probably cut him down to 2. I haven't tested it with just 2. But there have been times where he's stacked up in my hand, or I've had, 1 or 2 of him in a reinforcement army, which It's just unnecessary. Dandelion, very important actually, even though you're not using debris and all that other stuff. Discarding this with quick draw is just, I mean, it just sets up so many plays. You can send it to the graveyard for 1/1. It can be milled by tuning. I mean, there's just so many ways you can get Dandelion in the graveyard and get those free tokens. Doppel Warrior, one of, you don't really need more than one, but he is really nice to open up other plays, as you saw with the glow up. If I didn't have Doppel Warrior, I really wouldn't have been able to do anything that turn, but because I had him in my hand, I could use Junk Synchron to bring back, you know, a tuner, glow up, or even if you've already synchroned in the formula, Junk can bring back formula, and then Doppel gives you some other plays. 3 core, I really like 3 core, even though you see we're only running 1 cyber repair plant, just because he gives you that initial search in the beginning of the game if you can draw into him, because Junk Synchron is not a first turn play. I mean, even if you can, you know, get the Foolish and get your guy in the graveyard, unless you've got if your opening hand is Foolish Burial, Machine Duplication, Junk Synchron, then that's not terrible, because you can go into Cyframe Lord Omega on your first turn and draw 3 cards. So that's not bad. But otherwise, it's kind of meh. You don't really want to use Junk Synchron on the very first turn. So Cyber Dragon Core gives you a search to mitigate that 1 card that you lose if you're going first. And obviously it counts as a cyber in your graveyard and all that amazing stuff. 1 level leader, definitely don't need more than 1, but he is nice. Again, like Doppel, he opens up plays. Tuningware is the MVP of this deck. Well, one of them, I should say, and he has been of this style of deck forever. Just the Junk Destroyer Tuningware play is just so powerful, and that resource swing is amazing. So you definitely want the 3 Tuningware, and the 1 glow bulb. You know, it's glow bulb. 1 for 1, you have a lot of targets in this deck, and again, you have plenty of stuff that you can discard, so it's great. Desynchro is amazing with Junk Destroyer. If you Junk Destroyer with 3 Tuningware, you draw 3, destroy 3. Desynchro, you get your Junk Synchron and your 3 Tuningware back, and then you can go into Omega or Stardust or whatever and draw 3 again. So Desynchro is just really, really good. It also will allow you to defend yourself against other people who are using Synchro monsters. If they get a Synchro out, you can just Desynchro it. It goes back to their extra deck, and they don't get any monsters back, because the monsters are only summoned from your graveyard, which is nice. Reinforcing the Army allows you to search for Junk and Doppel Warrior, which is very good. Soul Charge, just an amazing card. 3 Machine Dupe for the Tuningwares. It also works for Cyber Dragon Core, as I showed in the 1 game against the Mill Guy, which is really good. If you summon Cyber Dragon Core, get your search for Repair Plant, and then you can Machine Dupe, get 2 Cyber Dragons out, and immediately go into Infinity, which is a really, really strong play. You got the Foolish Burial. You have plenty of cards that you want in the graveyard, so Foolish Burial is nice. Only 1 Cyber Repair Plant. I suppose if you were to take out a Junk Synchron or something like that, you could put in a second one. You could even take out a Desynchro maybe and put in a second one. It's just bad to start with it, but once you get a Core or a Cyber Dragon in the graveyard to make it live, then it's good. 3 Tuning, very important. Get your Quick Draw, get your Junk. In front of Reckless Summon, just like Machine Duplication, it gives you the power to go into your crazy Synchro plays off of Tuningware. 1 Twin Twister, stop pendulums if you can. Solemn Strike and Solemn Warning. Extra deck, the space is so limited. When they upgrade us to 20, it may be easier. And of course, you can change these. I mean, I think the only ones you absolutely need are Cyframe Lord Omega, Old Time Maya, Crystal Wing, and then the Cyber Dragon Suite down here. You could put, and of course this guy to go off of Nova. You could probably put in, not Cyber Twin, but the, dang, I'm blanking right now. Oh, well, I'll come back to it if I think of it. But, yeah, I really can't remember. Cyframe Lord Omega is pretty important. You do need Junk Destroyer, actually, now I think about it, to, you know, for the main play. But the rest of these guys are kind of just in here because I like them. I mean, Stardust Spark is great with Old Maya, so you definitely want that, but you could also go with Moonlight Dragon. You could even go with Black Rose if you want to. Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiend is pretty good. You could go Beals or Void Ogre. I mean, there's plenty of cards that you can use off of Old Maya. Then you got Nitro Warrior. I use him because he's a level 7 to use with Quick Draw. Alternatively, you could use Junk Archer. And Road Warrior is actually a pretty good card in this deck because he allows you to special summon Tuningware for free, which you can then in front of Reckless Summon. I just don't have him in here. Hyper Librarian is actually pretty important. Jet Warrior is really nice. You can make him by discarding Level Leader with Quick Draw and then bringing it back reducing quick draws level to 4, and then you can make Jet Synchron to bounce something back, which is really cool. Excel Synchron, I like him because he's a level 5 tuner, so you can use him and any other level 5 to go into Ultimate Maya, which is really nice. And of course, Formula is Formula. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of the deck. If you enjoy it, you know, definitely play test it. Let me know what you change. Let me know what you know, what you face and how you deal with certain things. I mean, this deck is very explosive. Like I said, you have a lot of really good plays. It just you have to kind of choose when to use them, but it's a really strong deck. So let me know what you guys think. As always, I appreciate you guys watching the video. If you enjoyed the video, please do leave a like down below because your support is greatly appreciated. And if you don't enjoy the video, leave a dislike. Let me know what you didn't enjoy.